Hi there, this is Vespasian and my dim-witted sidekick. Welcome to a new Q&A video. We're doing a Q&A video really to fill in for the week because we haven't really had time to do any Hail Caesar gaming. Sorry, we've been...
I've been ill.
Well, he's been ill. He's...
The flu.
Yeah.
Still got a little bit. It's going to affect you in a minute. That's why.
Yeah, you stay over there. Fine. So, we haven't really had time to do any gaming. We did a bolt action the other day, but we didn't film it for complex reasons. But you don't need to know that, do they? Do they need to know that?
No.
No. But before we begin the Q&A, I've got two little pieces of news. The first news is I have some Roman slingers, which will make him very happy.
I was complaining so much.
Yeah, we finally got them, and I've painted half the unit up so far. That's all I've got done because I've been so snowed under with work. Do you want to do the zooming in thing?
What was that?
The zooming in thing with the zoom thing.
Okay.
We'll give you a look at them.
Which ones?
These guys, they're all the same figure. These ones, they're the ones about to throw the slingshot. I've got the others who are loading, which I haven't painted up yet, which is a work in progress. Yes. I've been a bit waylaid with other figures, but these are the guys. These are from Warlord Games, and they come in a blister. You get 8 in a pack, or you can get a larger pack as well. And we're gonna see how they work out. I particularly like them because slingers do give a -1 to the enemy's save roll, which is very useful, and the sort of things that would fit in with the Romans quite nicely. I also have some new, when we get the new Roman box, we've got some new skirmish variants as well to put together, so that should be good. In the second part of news, we have decided we use army lists. I haven't got one to hand at the moment. Usually when we about to play our games, we get the standard Hail Caesar army. There's one in the back of here for simplicity's sake. There you go. You get in the army books. You get
Put it down on the table.
You get little lists of armies like this, and what we tend to do is we copy the list and make any amendments we want to make them larger units or give them certain skills and things. And what we usually do is we print out the army we've made and then use that army, and then when we want to make a new army we print out a new one. So you can have different versions of the Roman army depending on what campaign you're doing. However, we have decided to come up with these. If you can see these. They're little Hail Caesar unit cards. And I'll show you
I just nearly dropped the camera.
Try not to drop the camera. These cards are for the Jewish army, for the Jewish revolt we've just fought. And they're basically the unit. So this is for the slingers. It tells you what size unit it is, and it shows you all the skills and everything, all the stats and everything. So it's a very easy, quick reference card that you can use when you field your army.
Awesome, like a casino.
Yeah. And we've got them for each of the units in the Jewish army. That's the Jewish heavy infantry, or medium infantry actually. I'll explain those a bit later. But
maybe you can explain it during when we start using them in a battle. Maybe
yes,
then we'll get
I think we'll go into a bit more detail about them, but I just thought I'd show you them because this is a new idea we've had to make it slightly easier as a quick reference guide, rather than needing the sheet all the time to work.
I'm never going to be a cameraman, I just failed so bad at doing this.
Well, don't do it then.
Stop bullying me, I don't like you bullying me.
Are we back online now?
We might, I don't know, I'm just zooming in. Yeah, zooming your lovely face. I guess your lovely face is in the camera. There you go.
So they are the new bits of news we've got. We've got the lovely Roman slingers, which are going to probably do a bit of damage to my Jewish troops, considering I only have a save roll of a 6 for most of them.
Yeah, get over it.
And the
oh
new
yes,
cards.
meaning I just get instant hits.
Yes, you get instant hits when you roll them.
I don't really get really good rolls though, so
No, you do tend to roll rubbish.
that game.
Yeah, that last
I'm
game
still having
was
nightmares.
atrocious. So we'll now get on to the Q&A. So here we go.
Right. We have got a. What do you call them again?
Who?
What do you call the things where you like look at the things? Oh, comments, right. Right. So, from Curtis Brown.
Hi, Curtis.
He says, "Good job again, you guys. Great seeing your banter as you have it. Lol. I have a question. I don't play Hail Caesar yet, anyway. But I was curious about how maneuverable units are in the game. Watching some of your battles, I noticed that units are very maneuverable. You don't really wheel or make changes of facing. Is this normal in the rules, or are you just being somewhat lax and free with such things? Not that is a bad thing. Just curious how units move so efficiently in your battles."
Right.
And then you're so good at English.
This is your second language, isn't it? You usually speak Xbox.
No, I speak my morning language.
Yes, your morning language.
Just this.
Yeah. Lots of rules for movement in the book. To put it simply, the whole idea is to get your troops into battle. So you generally take the measurement from the front of the unit to the oops, committed suicide.
Okay, you.
From the front of the unit and just move forward. There are rule systems, many rule systems, where you have to measure from the exact edge of the unit, and then when it moves you've got 1/8 of an inch left, which means you can't actually make contact and things. And Hail Caesar doesn't really worry about that stuff because it's got nothing to do with real life.
Because it's Hail Caesar.
Yeah. If your unit makes contact with an enemy unit, your unit will move into combat. You won't have guys on the end that just didn't quite make it because they're walking in a line. They'll just jog or run. Take a look at Gargamel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where the entire Persian army had to wheel, and no one complained that it was too far to walk or too far to run. The guys on one end were sprinting all the way to the Greeks, and the guys on the other end just had to walk forward 10 paces. But they still did it because you're trying to kill the enemy and you want to get in there and hit them as quickly as possible before they start throwing pointy things at you.
Which is too late because that's like the very beginning of the battle.
Yeah, so
you
need to get into combat. So generally, we don't really worry about it because as long as we can actually physically move into combat, we physically move into combat. Mostly we have enough movement points or enough distance to actually reach them without any moving. Sometimes we do have a little bit where we have to think about it, don't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Generally, if you move within 12 inches of an enemy, or vice versa, a unit will move to face the enemy. This is the unit's natural response to someone attacking. And when a unit is attacked, technically the unit is in a way counter-attacking or doing whatever the unit does. Like cavalry and chariots will counter-attack, they'll counter-charge. Infantry will brace, ready to impact and things like that. So really, a lot of the moving the edge of the base and all the figures on the edge of the base and stuff, that's really not the job of the general. The general has perfectly qualified centurions to deal with that. Centurions, sergeants, whatever army you belong to, and all your general is doing is saying, I want that unit to move there. That's all the unit's doing. And then really you have no control over that unit. The unit will do what is necessary to get into combat. So you don't worry about spending points changing formation and stuff because your unit will naturally do that anyway, because anyone with a brain in the front row will know what to do. Because you're drilled troops, and even if you're not drilled troops, then you're natural hunters. So you naturally move and attack and change formation as is necessary. And it's not really down to the general to have to decide those sort of things.
No.
Although it does work in the game mechanics, which is quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, but the general's on the other side of the battlefield, so you can't really do it.
Yeah, generally, as long as you're within 12 inches of a general, you're within running range. And what the general will usually do is give a message to a runner, and the runner will jog over and deliver the message, or run over and give the message. That's it. That's what they do. If you're out of 12 inches, then you get a +1, which is a -1 to your roll, making you slightly less likely to be able to issue the order. Or the order will be less efficient when it arrives because you might have less movement because you've got minuses for the distance you are away from the general. And that's basically how it does it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very simple and very easily worked out, and you don't have to
same
worry.
for cavalry, etc.
Yeah. And so you shouldn't really be worrying about how an individual unit is pivoting or turning or whatever, because that is the job of the centurion. And in real life, units don't generally act like that anyway. Generally, soldiers in real life would get from one place to another, not necessarily in a formation. They would just run up to the front line. Take the Greeks at Marathon, who ran the whole 200 yards to the Persian line. So they outran the Persian arrows. The Persian arrows were landing behind them. And then after running all that way, they suddenly stopped and reformed in a solid shield wall of phalanx and went straight into the Persians within a few feet.
Which is normal, because Greeks meant to go...
But Greeks were trained to do that. It's just normally they didn't.
Because they're wearing armour, it's hot, and they've got a big day ahead.
That didn't really bother them.
It bothered the Romans in England.
It bothered the Romans in England because they weren't used to the temperatures in England. It was a degree hotter in England.
Which explains why we used the barbarians and run around naked.
Yeah, it was very hot in Britain, and the Romans, these are Mediterranean people, thought it was too hot. It was way too hot in Britain because Britain was all rainforest and stinky and hot, and there were flies and midges and stuff and swamps, and the Romans didn't really like that sort of stuff.
And crocodiles.
I don't think we had crocodiles.
I have now.
In a zoo, I haven't seen no crocodiles swimming up the river recently. No crocodiles on the Trent. No, not seen many.
Marshland?
I don't think we even have crocodiles in marshland. Sorry, no. You have to go to one of those foreign barbarian colonial places to get crocodiles.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just foreign lands. We don't have anything exotic in Britain.
What? No, yeah.
We did have boars at one point, which could gut you with their tusks, but we ate them. So we ran out of boars.
We were hungry.
Yeah, we were hungry, so we ate them.
And then, until someone invented the McDonald's and KFC.
Yeah, and we had wolves, but we turned them into dogs and taught them to do tricks and win Britain's Got Talent, which is great.
That's just...
Yeah.
It has a talent.
It
This isn't making sense. I mean, I haven't watched that stuff for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Because I got bored.
Yeah.
So boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to teach this dog to do something. I'm going to set myself on fire and hang upside down.
But it's okay, because it's not a real dog anyway. It's a stunt dog. The real dog couldn't do it, because it was actually a stunt dog that won. So technically the stunt trainer should have won the award, not the person with the fake dog. But who cares? Anyway, that's
relevant.
Yeah, that sounds like the Roman games, doesn't it?
Roman games were also just
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a child and try and run over someone.
Yeah, well they didn't.
In movies they did.
In movies they did, but they didn't do that.
And the gladiator arena, apparently they killed people. But in real life they didn't.
No, gladiators were very well trained sportsmen. They were paid an absolute fortune. They were paid more than most modern sportsmen today. The most highest paid sportsman in history was a chariot racer. And he was paid billions in modern money.
For chopping people's legs off.
No, for riding a chariot. They didn't chop people's legs off. Only 1 in 8 gladiators died.
What? So you did die?
Yeah, because you were playing. You were playing a game. You were fighting each other with real weapons and real armor, and people really did die. That you could get injured. But racing drivers die. They're only the same as chariot racers. Racing drivers die occasionally.
Which emperor was it who was on his chariot and he pushed him? His emperor's son. What was next to him on chariot? Which emperor was it who loved chariot racing? Was it Nero?
No, Nero was an actor. There was an emperor who did chariot racing. Wasn't that Caligula?
Right, and he got pushed off the road.
Yeah.
And shoved.
Yeah, I think it Caligula didn't. I think he chariot raced. I'm not sure. Commodus was a
Tell us in
gladiator.
the comments down below.
Yeah,
Just in case,
Commodus
just
was a gladiator by profession, so he wouldn't have been on a chariot. Claudius probably couldn't ride a chariot. Don't know. I'll have to look that one up. Julius Caesar's gladiators fought in silver armour. They had all silver armour. They looked absolutely gorgeous.
That's because he paid for him and he's rich.
Yeah, it was showing how rich he was. So the gladiators he hired all wore the silver armour. And at the time, the eagle above the legions was silver, not gold. But that changed during the reign of
Wasn't
Augustus.
this meant to be a Q&A?
No, we just decided to talk about Romans.
You were just talking about...
You started on about sport. I mean, come on.
Oh, no, I was talking about Q&A. You changed it to sport.
Yeah. What was the question again? Did we answer the question?
Yeah, renewability.
Yeah,
Renewability.
You just say, "Oi, Centurion, go kill barbarians." Yes, sir, and you'll march off. I didn't do that. Sorry, I didn't do that. That was French or foreign. That's lifting your visor. That comes from lifting your visor. So you just touch your forelock, whatever a forelock is these days. Do people have forelocks anymore?
Research it.
No, best not. You never know what you're going to get on Google when you look up strange words. I was looking up something about horse riding the other day. God! I'm not interested in horse riding anymore. Right.
You never was.
I never was anyway, it's true.
It was more me who always loved watching horse racing.
Yeah.
And then I got bored of it.
Yeah, horse racing.
And you just sit down at your desk painting.
Yeah.
While the show was on, like the Olympics. I used to love watching the Olympics. Instead, what we do now is just cut stairs and really do it.
The only thing I like in the Olympics is when they roll the rock and polish the ground in front of it. That's awesome. I don't know what sport it is. I think it's called curling. That's an awesome sport.
No,
That's
they
an
don't do
awesome.
that in the Olympics.
They do that in the Winter Olympics.
They don't get a rock and push it.
They push a rock and they polish the ground in front of it. It's cool. And then they throw everyone else's.
Tell us in the comments down below if that's an actual Olympic
It
thing.
is Olympics, but I've seen it
I'm
on
not
the
believing
Olympics.
it. I'm not believing
I've seen it. And then you got those really cool athletes who jump over sticks. It's an amazing sport, jumping over a stick. You run up to a stick and jump over it for some reason.
I think on Christmas I'm going to watch Sparta.
Do you know in the old Olympics, the original Olympics, not the Greek Olympics, but when the Olympics came back in again, poetry was a Olympic event.
Nero gets stuck right in there, wouldn't he?
Yeah. But Nero would have won.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And then there'll be Vespasian and the crowd's like...
Yeah, Vespasian would have been asleep, and Nero would have been winning the contest because everyone would have voted for the emperor.
Unless, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apart from his mum.
Yeah, apparently he didn't like critics. If he did a show and some critic said, "Well, that was absolutely awful," then they would have a horrific accident involving a cart later on, or maybe even a sword. You know.
Well, shall we end the video? Because I think we're getting late in now.
We should mention Nero, what he used to do. Because Nero used to stalk the streets at night.
Oh yeah, he did it, and
Yeah.
then someone,
Yeah, well, he used to go around wearing peasant costume with a couple of big Praetorians dressed up as peasants, and they just go around the city and hang out in certain establishments, and that's what he used to do for fun. And so people began. Oh well, one thing he used to do, he used to dress up as a peasant and beat up senators he didn't like, because the Senate were complete. Awful bunch of
You're saying
people.
that the Praetorians just watched and laughed.
Yeah, the Praetorians would just dress up and pretend to be peasants, and they'd see a pet senator walking down the road and they'd beat him up. It's just because the senator probably had it coming. Who doesn't want to beat up a member of parliament? And especially if you're king, it'd be quite good. It'd be fun seeing our queen do that, wouldn't it?
She can't even get for her own chair. She can't even wave properly.
All right, William would do it. He'd be cool.
William don't care.
Yeah, but William could dress up as a peasant, as one of us, and beat up members of parliament.
Well, he
that come
likes
out.
parliament.
Yeah, probably.
Everybody in the royal family likes parliament.
Yeah, so why are they the royal family then? They're supposed to be the opposite. I don't know. Anyway,
Well,
he used to
our
dress
royal
up.
family is in Australia.
Yeah, that's true. And Nero used to dress up at night and as a peasant and walk through the streets beating up senators. And so it became a sort of fashion for young men to dress up in peasant garb and mug people. Just beat them up, steal the money and run away. And if a vigilante, a policeman, a Roman policeman, grabbed hold of you and said, "Here, you're nicked," he would say, "Ha, I'm the Emperor Nero." And they'd go, "Oh, sorry," and the guy would get away with it. Unfortunately, one guy who was out doing this decided to mug this scruffy looking fellow, and he said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm the Emperor Nero." He said, "Well, funnily enough, so am I." Didn't end well. Basically, Nero got mugged by someone impersonating
But
Nero.
he let him off though.
He did let him off, yeah, but Nero let him off because he thought he was funny.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Senate found him guilty of attacking the Emperor, and did they kill him?
Yeah, but they did. No, punishment.
Yeah, they did something to him anyway. But yeah,
Nero couldn't care less.
yeah, Nero wasn't. He just didn't care. He thought it was funny.
Neither did the Praetorian guy.
Neither did the Praetorians. No. But they certainly did after Nero was dead.
Oh yes.
Yes. Yeah.
It
Being
was
murdered by your
Nero's-
own government is never a nice thing to happen.
No. He killed himself by sticking a sword down his neck.
Yeah. That's how Nero died. But the Praetorians were massacred.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, there you go. That's what happens when governments change power.
That's anything.
Yeah, I think we've filled up this Q&A with one question.
No, and a lot of other stuff.
And a lot of other stuff that's got nothing to do with the Q&A, but it's interesting if you like Romans, because Romans are cool. And Nero was awesome. He's like my third, maybe second favourite emperor, possibly.
Well done.
Yeah, you hurt yourself then, didn't you? And here ends the video.
And goodbye.
I hope you have enjoyed our Q&A. Sorry we didn't answer more questions, but we will answer more questions in the next one, I promise. When we'll film that straight after this, so it'll like be part 2. So to me, it will just be the same video, but to you, you'll have to like click on something and go to the next one. So just like that. So see you on the other side. Oh no, and I've got to say something. What do we say?
We say, leave comments down below about them things.
Comments.
None of the things I said during this video. I think if you didn't listen to them, you watched the
Yes,
video.
he did ask
You watched
you
the full
to tell
video
us
to
things.
find out what I was saying.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
you click subscribe if you want to. I'm not going to force you. You click like or something else. I don't really know. And dislike. I don't really like the word though. Don't click dislike. I don't like the word. I like. Like's a nice word. And that's it.
Well, you dislike vegetables.
They're an evil creature. They talk to me at night.
Alright.
This in the bedroom, sat next to my bed like, eat me, I'm a vegetable.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I was the same way when I was your age, and now my own wife forces me to eat vegetables just like my mother did.
Makes you go tall, that's why I'm so small.
I'm taller than a Roman, which is quite cool. I'm about German sized. So there we go. Have fun and excitement. I hope you enjoyed the video and do all that other stuff he said if you wanna.
Yeah, watch the full video.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I'll put comments down there, I'll cry.
And if you want to know interesting facts about Nero, I'll do a video all about it because that'd be cool.
I think we need to do like a series where we just speak our minds.
Yes, well first we have to finish this video.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. So here we go. We're finally going to leave.
No,
Goodbye.
no,